Good afternoon, everyone. Nikki here, coming in a couple of days late. I was meant to be here on Tuesday, but had a few technical errors. And yesterday is my day with Harper, so I am here today. So I hope you are all going well. What are we? We're Thursday. If you're jumping on with me, say hi. So I know that I'm chatting to someone. And if you watch on the replay, write replay. So we've got hi, Emma. It's really nice to see you pop on as some people do, but I know also that it is a work day. Hey, Samantha. So yes, people may be at work also. Now, I want to talk today about burnout. Before I do, I just want to mention a couple of things that we've got coming up for your diaries. So we had our Living Inspired Life workshop last night, and it went really well. And a lot of what I'm going to talk about today stemmed out of that, and also some of the previous ones that we've had of the Living an Inspired Life workshop. We have, due to the number of people that wanted to come on last night and we couldn't have that many on, we've now opened up another one Monday night. So if you've not done the Living an Inspired Life workshop, I really encourage you to do it. The feedback is always amazing. People get really a lot of insight into really what do they want and being able to qualify and quantify exactly what they want. So that is on Monday. So if you are wanting to link in on that, it is Monday night and it's at 8 p.m. Victorian time. The following week, we have Ursula Stroh joining us. Stroh, I think it is Stroh. Now, Ursula is a change management specialist, and so she is going to be phenomenal to listen to. She talks, she's got some incredible stories about, major changes she's been through, but also talking through coming out of COVID and what that looks like, and how we manage change in our life, business, personal life, and everything like that. So you will have probably tons of questions that you could ask Ursula. So that will be on Monday, the 21st of this month. So let's talk burnout. This is something that I can talk about intimately because it is something that I have had happen to me, and it is not nice. So what happened, and I believe I've told this story a few times, always quite open about it, but for those that haven't heard, I'm just looking at my hair. It just looks really weird because I've got the background filter to hide all the mess in my house. One day around 3.25 years ago, I woke up, I was staying at my parents' place, and it was actually evening. They'd been out, we'd been at a party. And when we got back, I went and fell asleep putting my son to bed. So Harper would have been only 2 or something then. And hey, Karen. And I got up at about 11 and my parents actually returned home. And Mum was talking to me and she couldn't understand what I was saying back. I was slurring. She just said it was like I wasn't speaking English, and it just happened all of a sudden. And what had happened to me, which the next day she actually asked me, have you taken something? And I'm like, why would I ever take something? I'm at home like with my son. No, what would I possibly take? And so that's how bad I sounded. And the next day I went to the doctors, and it was a Sunday. So I just had to go to one of those 24-hour clinics. And the doctor there said, "Oh, it looks like you've got depression. Here, take a month off work. Here's a medical certificate, and I think you should take some antidepressants." So he just gave me one of the generic 50 milligrams of something medications. Now, when I went in to see him, I had explained that I had been in the police force for 18 years, that I just all of a sudden had started slurring. People couldn't understand me, and that I was having flashes of things in front of me that were from my past in the police force when I worked overseas in Indonesia. Now, he didn't pick up that this might be something more than depression. He just went with a general diagnosis. And this is why I really want to make sure you get the appropriate treatment, because by the time I got to my regular GP, she said, no, we need to, take this to a specialist. And by the time we then went to the specialist, I was diagnosed with PTSD as a result of my work in the police force in counterterrorism and people smuggling. And it was quite severe at the time. So I was having really bad flashbacks. They were coming at me left, right, and center. It was the most bizarre experience. It's just a flash of something, it would go, flash of something, it would go, flash of something. And the headaches, I haven't really been into this much of what it was. It's quite hard to be vulnerable about it and show that, tell people exactly what it was like. But today I want to, because yes, it is PTSD, but what happened is, who knows why it happened on that particular day. And I didn't know I'd hit rock bottom. I just burnt out. I just totally burnt out. And for me, the diagnosis of that burnout was PTSD. Because of the flashbacks happening so often, I was almost ducking and weaving because I was just very confused as to what was going on. I actually thought, is this what happens when you're about to die? Like that you start to see flashes of your life in front of you. I didn't know what was happening to me, and the headaches, because I was squinting and trying to concentrate on what was going on and trying to figure out what was happening. I just had terrible headaches. And then I would just become so tired, really exhausted. And that was the 28th of October 2020, I think. 2019, maybe 2018, 2018. I think it's 2018. So the unfortunate thing with that is that this is something that I have been living with now since that started. So I have not been able to return to work in the police force. My specialists have said that my PTSD is so severe that any return to work as a police officer would set me back further than where I started. So I would be that badly triggered. I am able to do other things. So I'm able to jump on here and talk to you. I'm able to run workshops for something that makes me happy. I'm able to completely care for my child and take him out for days, on his bike and to parks and to the swimming pool. And, and most people, as I walk along the street or I chat to people, they would have no idea that this is something that I suffer with. And it's, hey Lee, some days are better than others. And most people that I work with, either my clients, I also have another business, so people in my team would have no idea that some days are a real struggle, because I generally don't show that. I go in, I get done what I need to do, and then if I'm not that well, that's when I do it in private. And so I've always been open about mental illness. I've always been open about the fact that I have PTSD from my work in the police force, but I've never really gone into the ins and outs. And I feel like this is a really safe place. This is, a community of amazing women that I've created the group, and we get to choose who comes in here. I honestly don't think I would have the guts to go in and do this on my personal page. I just don't think I could do it, because that would be my family and all of them having to listen to this. But I want to talk about this today because there are so many women that I talk to. I have clients that I help through this, even though it's something I'm working through. I can actually help other people better than I can help myself, which is quite amazing. But a lot of the clients I have businesses as well, so we're kind of working more on their businesses. But it's a struggle. It's hard. It's really hard. And what scares me is seeing so many women who are on the verge of burnout and they have no idea, none. And because I had no idea. It just happened to me one day. And as we were doing the workshop last night, there's a part of the workshop where we talk. What we want to do is separate things from the emotions, because sometimes we can't do that. We see it all as one, and I'm so down and this has happened and that has happened and whatever, instead of actually going, okay, what is something that has been pretty shitty in your life? Okay, for me, I've been diagnosed with PTSD. Next question, how does that make you feel? It upsets me. I've felt, and then this is where we go through all the feelings. So I want you to think about, if you can, something. So we've got Sam here struggling with autoimmune conditions. And I know I function closely at my max. Yeah. So Sam would use the thing like, I have an autoimmune condition, or I struggle with the autoimmune conditions. And then the next thing would be, okay, what does that make you? How does that make you feel? I feel exhausted. I feel, I'm up some days, I'm down the next day. I get really tired, and starting to actually, tired is not even an emotion really. It is how you feel. And look, it was interesting because last night we have two things that we look at. We have look at good things, and we have a look at bad things. And the some of the words, and this is not going to reveal who was on last night because it was, you won't know who it is, but some of the good emotions that these women spoke about. So these were as a result of good things that had happened over the years. Now, they could have been looking at the last 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, didn't matter. And then the question was, well, how did that make you feel? And so there were incredible words here: accomplished, having purpose, happy, grateful, calm, loved, invigorated, proud, excited. Actually, proud came up quite a lot. Empowered, brave, happy, loved, proud again. Happiness, proud again. So these were these amazing words that came up as a result of good things that happened in their life. So it might have been, I bought a new house, I got a new job, or I finished a uni degree, anything like that, any of those kinds of things. And then we did the crappy things. What crappy things have happened in your life? not the emotions of them, what things. It could have been a divorce from a husband. It might have been that you lost your house. It might have been that you developed an illness. It could be that there was a death in the family or something like that. So they were instances of things that had happened. Then we asked about the emotions behind it. And I want to read some of these words, and I want you to then tell me, where do you think these women are if this was how they were feeling right now? So these are the words: fear, fearful, exhausted, shit, like a ghost, depressed, like I was nobody, angry, unworthy, ashamed, confused, frustrated, like a failure, lonely, bored, and lonely again, like I was a burden, bullied, failure, nobody, invisible, exhausted, fear. And the interesting thing was, the girls that were on this workshop were quite taken back by, one, how little they were able, how small the list was for the good things compared to how large the list was for the negative things. That it was easier to bring the emotion to the negative things. Now you might turn around and say, okay, of course, like they really hit hard, but we find it really hard to describe how it feels when something exciting, we sort of go, oh, I was just so happy, I was over the moon. I just, I just couldn't believe it. But then when something bad happens, like those words are like massive alarm bells for me, having been through and not knowing, because then that day when I got diagnosed with PTSD, I then started looking back at things that had happened over time and realized there were signs. There were signs, and I didn't see them because I didn't know it. There were times that I felt exhausted a lot. There were times that I felt depressed. There were times where I felt angry. There were times that I was exhausted, that I was fearful. Bored, yes. I just couldn't, normal things just wouldn't compute for me. Ashamed, frustrated, yes. Started to put on weight. I felt like I wasn't, hello Donna, felt like I wasn't a good mum. I was struggling with work, things that I found really easy in the past, I just couldn't do. Things that I would normally just breeze through, just no, like the bank documents, looking at, written bank documents and thinking it's like it's in Chinese. And I'd get myself so upset trying to read these documents and understand them and feel like I don't understand what they're asking me to sign. Hi, Mariella. That wasn't me. I virtually had a photographic memory that went, and it started to go early. And so what I want you to think about, and I think it's something that you can do, is think about the things that are happening to you day by day. But then I want you to think about the emotions that go with it and how you are feeling. I'm feeling exhausted. I'm feeling stressed. I'm starting to feel like I'm a bit of a nobody. I feel like I'm losing my purpose. Things like that are real alarm bells for burnout. And it might just be where you sit there and go, oh no, they're just, warning signs that, I've got too much on and I can't keep up with the housework, or, work's been a little bit busy of late, or, the kids have got so many sports on and we're doing so much running around. Yes, it can be those things, but what if it's not? 3.5 years I have been struggling with this. I have clients that have struggled with this for years and years and years. Um, if I didn't have my business and I didn't have you amazing people to talk to, um, and I didn't have my son is basically my anchor. I really struggle to think where I would be. Being able to help others is an ability. It basically is like a lifesaver. So pouring yourself into others and seeing others come through it, seeing some of my clients start their businesses and just rip through them, it just excites me. But then I might need to go and have a little nap. So being able to work from home and still have something to do, still try and keep my mind active when I might read something and I don't remember it. That happens too. But yeah, it's, practicing the art of self-care, but being more alert to those emotions that are going through you for burnout. And as I said last night, there were quite a few women that, as they were saying those words, they just felt how heavy those words felt, and some of them were, feeling ashamed. Like that's a big word. Invisible. I mean, it's not just a list. It's not just a list of la 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 la. I felt like a nobody, like a ghost. And fear. They pretty much all said fear. This is not how we live life. And I think, burnout happens to men and women, but women kind of just keep going because the house has to keep going. The kids have to get fed. The house has got to be clean. Got to get to work. They've got swimming lessons. They've got, cello lessons. They've got whatever. But I urge you guys to really have a look at those emotions that go through your body. Allow yourself the time to not just go, oh, I'm exhausted. I've been running around all day. That's what people say. Oh, I'm exhausted. I've been running around all day. Oh, I'm a bit tired. I had some long meetings. Have a think about it. Really have a think about it, because I would not wish what has happened to me upon my worst enemy. And so I hope that through me sharing a little bit of this and some vulnerability, one, thank you. I know that the comments I've seen have been really supportive, so thank you. Secondly, it's not about me. I'm not here for pity or just to have the story about me. I really, really care about other people not having to deal with this. So take care of yourself. And it's not just the throwaway word that we need self-care. We really do need to look after ourselves. And it's on so many different things and many aspects of our life that we need to look after ourselves and others. Look out for, the people that are around you, your sisters, your friends, your husband, your partner, your brother. It could be anybody, someone at work. Unfortunately, in the police force, I've lost a number of friends to mental illness, including one of my best friends who took her own life, suffered with PTSD. That rocked me to my core, and it is a big part of, my recovery at the moment, having still lost her and feeling that. So guys, this has been a bit of a downer, I think. So I'm really sorry, because I try and come in here and be really upbeat, but after last night and hearing those words, it just hit me in the heart. And I just thought, oh my goodness, they could wake up tomorrow and experience what I felt. And I couldn't, with any good conscience, not come on and share with you guys, please, please, to just dive deep a little bit and learn more about yourself. It is not worth it. I've lost 3.5 years of my life. You know, there's still been some good moments, but I've lost a lot of my life. And really, I lost a lot before that. And I don't want that for you. So there you go. There's a little of my story. Be kind. Yeah, I will over time find more courage to share. And as I said, I don't think I have the courage yet to share on my personal page this much. But thank you for allowing me the space in here to be able to share. So if you are looking to link in on our next workshop, please do that. It's on Monday night next week. We've got more coming up as well, but it really is a good exercise to do and come out with. And we've got some other exciting things coming up as well. So take care, look after yourselves, watch out for burnout. It's not something that comes and says, I'm coming. It just happens, bang, and it's done, just like that. So there are warning signs. So let's look after each other. I promise next week I'll come back with something really positive and super, super cool. But yeah, that's me for the day. So thanks those that have jumped on live and commented along. And for those that watch on replay, make sure you comment replay so I know that you have been here too. All right, guys, look after yourself and happy Thursday. Bye.